What if a pair of headphones was actually trying to get you to spend less time on your phone instead of spending more time on it?
Didn't know you were a marketing director. It's like a TikTok hook right there.
Maybe.
Or the wrong app. This is YouTube.
True. Maybe. But after spending a few days with the Daisy One, I think there's actually something going on here. The Daisy One is one of the more interesting headphone launches of 2026 because it isn't trying to win on specs alone. Daisy is positioning it as a premium lifestyle headphone that combines audio, wellness, and industrial design. Think somewhere between Bose, Sonos Ace, and teenage engineering and philosophy rather than a traditional audiophile brand. And just to be clear, Daisy sent these over to us for review, but this video isn't sponsored in any way. Nobody is reviewing our script, and we're able to give all our own honest opinions about the Daisy One. So let's do a quick unboxing. Now, I put everything back in here because we have been trying these out for a few days. I'll show you some of the initial feelings of opening this up. I think the packaging is actually pretty cool and really well done, especially for a brand new brand like this. So when you open it up, you find the case and some booklet information here from Daisy One. Now, one of the main things that this booklet talks about is the very simple controls, which we'll get into in a few minutes. And it also gives you a link to the app because there is a companion app for changing some audio settings and EQ and some of the features of the headphones themselves. This one really stood out to me, though. I'm going to say, I think the box and the setup was really cool. This case, I'm a sucker for cases. We've done videos on tech pouches. Yeah. I have a ton of them. I try a lot of different kinds. This one is really nice. And I think some people will notice right away this mechanism here, this magnetic closure is kind of very similar to some of the Sony high-end products that have these kind of cases. Really well done. And when you get inside, you get the headphones themselves, which we're going to talk a lot about. But here, for the unboxing, you would also have this little magnetic compartment, which is kind of cool, that holds two cords that come with the headphones. USB-C for charging, but also for lossless audio. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And 3.5 millimeter, because you can use these through a wired setup with the 3.5 millimeter.
Can I mention one thing? Sometimes we get sent stuff and the cords are horrendous.
These cords are awesome.
These are like some of the best cords I've ever felt in my life. I'm not even...
They have some...
I'm being so serious.
I know. They have some... There's some terminology on the website.
They got some oomph to them.
Some liquid-infused, gel-infused... I don't know what
I don't know
about
that, but they got something.
They are really nice.
And this is the type of stuff that separates you. That's all I'm going to say.
And again, we're going to go back to a theme here. I think it's pretty consistent. This is the 001. This is the first product from this brand, and the brand is from California. Really like the packaging, so off to a really good start. Design, clearly a priority for Daisy. Highlights include this reinforced aluminum hardware, which just feels great. A TR90 lightweight headband. I don't exactly know what the TR90 is for, but I will tell you that the feel of these is really nice, and it is lightweight, really like the magnetic ear pads. Clearly, you could replace these very easily. You could also get different colors once Daisy starts to produce those. And these are memory foam.
Wow.
Which I do know there's been a couple of other brands that have done memory foam before, but these are more comfortable. I have they're just off to the side here, my Sony WH-1000s, I think they are. These are significantly more comfortable than the Sonys, and those are kind of my favorite.
And the Sonys are more comfortable than the AirPods, in my opinion.
Yes, the Sonys are.
Weight.
Weight is a big factor. So really in a competitive spot here.
The Daisy One packs an impressive feature set into a headphone that's designed for both music and everyday life. At its core are custom 35mm dynamic drivers paired with hybrid active noise cancellation. For calls, Daisy includes a MEM microphone array with wind protection technology designed to keep your voice clear even when you're outdoors. Wireless connectivity comes via Bluetooth with support for SBC and AAC codecs, while USB-C lossless audio gives you a wired option when you want the highest possible sound quality. Battery life is rated up to 35 hours with the active noise cancellation enabled, but bumps up to 45 hours without it. The build quality is equally impressive, featuring reinforced aluminum hardware, a lightweight Swiss-designed TR90 headband, and magnetic memory foam ear cushions. The Daisy One will be released in July 2026 and has an early pricing of $299, and regular pricing is expected to be $399.
Talk a little bit about sound, obviously, one of the most important parts here. And how do they sound? Really good. Daisy partnered with NXC Systems, a U.S. engineering team led by former Harman professional engineers. They have said that their goal was clarity, balance, depth, and control. But here's something that really stood out for me. They also created dynamic bass, a proprietary algorithm that keeps bass present at lower volumes, but prevents it from being, overwhelmingly bass heavy as volume increases. And the bass performance is really one of the biggest strengths. I've said on the channel before, I was a professional DJ for many years, and I also listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I have a very wide range. If you look at my playlist, they're extremely eclectic. And what impressed me most is how these headphones handle all of the different genres of music. So a perfect example of this was, I was listening to Long Cool Woman by the Hollies. Now this is a song, you know that song? No. This is a song from 1972. It's all live instrument, all live music. This is not a song that you necessarily would think about when you think of dynamic bass, but I was so impressed by the sound, having the dynamic bass on, and you can toggle dynamic bass on or off with the app. In a song like that, the kick drums, the bass guitar, it really makes it fuller. It has more authority, and I just thought the song sounded fantastic in these. And I think the bass tuning is just super impressive here. It's not just designed for modern electronic music or hip hop. It's really powerful, but it's also really musical. And I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right. It adds more low end in some cases, but it also just adds more to the music.
It adds more life. It doesn't become the life.
I don't know how to say, they were clearly going, it was well done. They were clearly going for that, and I think they nailed that.
Yeah.
You like bass heavy. So what were your feelings?
I feel very similar to you because when I'm listening in a pair of headphones, I do care about like the life of all of the parts of the sound. Whereas when I'm in a car, like I like it being like super obnoxious bass because it's just it's two different experiences.
I can hear him when he's down the street getting home.
So I actually like that this has more professional bass, I can say.
It's a good way of putting it. Well-tuned.
Right.
Right. Very well-tuned. They
It
did a great job.
It adds, like I said, it adds to the song without being the main attraction. And I think when you're going for a headphone experience, that's what you want.
So they do give you the 3.5 millimeter and the USB-C. So I did test with both. 3.5 millimeter, I didn't notice a huge difference with the 3.5 millimeter versus the Bluetooth. I thought there would be more of a difference, but I really didn't notice a huge difference. Not a negative point. Very simple to use, but USB-C. Now they claim lossless audio, and this was super impressive. This completely changed what these headphones sounded like to me. So I'll go back to that same song from the Hollies. There's a lot of texture in that song. You lose a tiny bit of the texture when you're on Bluetooth. You know you're not going to get it all. But with the USB-C and the lossless, you get it all. I was incredibly impressed by the sound with this plugged in. Now, most people who buy these are not going to plug them in.
Right.
Let's be honest. Most people who buy these are running these through Bluetooth all day. But this really shows their versatility. I was super impressed by that. Can't say enough about it. And the fact that you can do all three, depending on where you are or what devices you're using, I just think that's a cool feature.
So for noise cancellation, I was very impressed. So I went to the gym Saturday early afternoon with these, and it was very packed in the gym. The noise cancellation, like it was up to par with, if not even better than ones in the similar price point for these headphones. And I was very impressed by that. Usually a headphone like won't do bass well, won't be clear, it'll be too much, or
with the noise cancellation.
Right. It's just like, or it's like the noise cancellation isn't strong enough. Here it was like the music is still its genuine self while the noise cancellation does a great job. I was very impressed by that.
And I've said this before on the channel, I don't like no ANC.
Yeah, he's worried a meteor is going to strike.
Right. Well, this is being filmed right after a meteor hit right near Massachusetts. Here's the thing about that, though. I don't like ANC. I typically will use transparency if the headphones have it. This does. You can switch between full ANC, transparency, or off.
Right.
In the app as well, you can very easily switch. I don't think there's any question that Daisy was going for comfort gear as a lifestyle brand for these headphones. I thought they were extremely comfortable. I thought that's definitely one of the strong points here. The memory foam cushions, really good. I do wear glasses. Even with glasses on, these are actually kind of comfortable, which is very strange. I typically do not like over-ear headphones when I'm wearing my glasses. You can compare this to the Sonys and the AirPod Max. Where would you say these rank?
These are absolutely the most comfortable.
Really?
I think the AirPods are uncomfortable after 30 minutes.
Yeah, for the weight
I
of
think
them.
the
especially.
Sony's, they're right over there. The
Sony's are pretty
Those are like neutral.
Yeah.
Like they're not comfortable or uncomfortable. They're just kind of there. It's so comfortable. Like I'm so impressed by that.
Really impressive.
It's my
especially
favorite
for the-
part. My favorite part of this whole thing.
Well, we're going to get to my favorite part next. If
it's
that's
just-
your favorite part.
because it goes. It's oh my god, they're so comfy. I love these.
Here's my favorite part. I've said this on the channel before. When it comes to a lot of the headphones, whether they're earbuds, over the ears, whatever they are, I don't like the controls, the on-device controls. Like you have to know like these secret handshakes, like where to swipe and where the touch point is. I don't want to have to learn calculus to change my headphones, okay? I just don't like that. That's why, like, we tested the FIO EH11. We've talked about that a few times on the
looking at
channel.
them.
They're over there. $30, but they have these great tactile knobs on the side. And they just work easy, they work great, and they're simple to use. They have a competitor now. I'll see if you can see it. So there's a jog dial. It's metal and it's on the side of the right ear. And that dial is really where most of the controls are. So obviously volume, but you can also do track switch, play and pause, and you can hold this button to get in and out of some of the modes. There's a second button that gets you into still mode, which we're going to talk about in a minute. This jog dial and the way it's set up and the quality of it, I just love it. I love how easy to use it was. I mean, I had to try it out for a few minutes. Within a couple of minutes, I knew how to use them and I didn't have to find where the right spot was. So that's an absolute highlight of me, for me with these headphones.
Yeah.
So as we get into a feature here now that I think is going to make Daisy One stand apart, or at least make them different, it's this still mode feature. Instead of just ANC or ambient sounds in an app, Daisy built calming audio directly into the headphones. No phone or app required. All of these were recorded in California, where Daisy is from, California Wilderness Sounds, and there's several built in to the headphones themselves. Again, don't need the app for these.
Right. There's rainfall. There was ocean tides. There were streams from a forest. There's breath work.
Yeah, so it kind of like talks you through meditation, like a 5-minute breathing break.
Right. And there's also brown noise.
Yeah, so a filler noise. I'm not sure how much I'll use this feature, right? It's just not, I don't use this a lot even on my own phone. Maybe I should. So for me, maybe not something that I would buy these for, but I can think about like being at work, or maybe you're on the train or traveling back and forth to work for your commute. I can see somebody just holding down the button and taking a few minutes to relax.
I think that this is one of those features that it might not necessarily be the big thing for everybody, but it's going to be a huge thing for somebody. Like somebody's going to love this. This is going to be the reason somebody buys one of these.
I think it positions,
sounds great, too.
and it sounds really good.
Yeah.
They're very well done. I think it positions Daisy into that lifestyle kind of wellness brand. They're not trying to just be audio. So again, I think they nailed that.
Because it's one thing to say you're getting into wellness or something like that and then not do anything different. Like they're actually trying to take action with that, which is, I appreciate that. I think we can put in a couple of things that might be some critiques and some things that may get some criticism with. So there's no LDAC, there's no LHDC. I think Android audiophiles are going to complain about that.
Some audiophiles in general are going to complain about that.
Honestly, that's fair. Like if codecs are your number one priority, then these aren't your headphones. Then there's the 35 millimeter driver, and some competitors use larger drivers. Did it matter? No.
I think that those are not negatives for me, but for other people, those will be negatives.
Skip them and get something else. Exactly. But I think they do a great job with everything they talk about. We rate everything on 4 categories: value, design, usability, and real world function. So here is the Your Glory Days score for the Daisy One headphones. These are going to be for people who care about design, people who want intentional listening, people trying to spend less time staring at a screen, people who want something different from the usual Sony and Bose formula. I think Daisy has created something genuinely different. Not perfect, but interesting. And I will say, if this is Daisy's number one, it's a pretty impressive start for the brand.
So I think that's exactly how I felt about this. This is the 001. They say it right on the box when you open the box. This is the first product from Daisy, and I am super impressed by this as a first product. If this is where they're starting...
Can we just pause for... The color is so nice on these, and they're making more colors.
Yeah, several colors.
So that there's something about, like, I feel like a lot of the new headphones, there's not a lot of bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Like AirPods come in some colors, but I feel like I love these things.
He does love these.
I love these
He
things.
really
These are like my Hall of Fame. I'm putting these in the Hall of Fame. We're bringing the Hall of Fame back for this video.
I will tell you.
Wow.
Daisy said
these were for him.
They were for him. I think I've lost them.
You might need to send us 2, because these are I'm stealing these.
I'm going to say
And I'm gonna see what other colors I can get.
I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes here. The only communication with me and Daisy has been through social media. We have a very large social media, much larger than our YouTube. And so they said, would you like to do a review? They like our reviews. We're honest. We do honest reviews. Again, they're not paying us. We don't have even an affiliate link for these. We're just trying these. And for Daisy, hopefully if you do watch this, it worked. Your product worked. He loves them. The 20-year-old college student loves them. These probably are not marketed towards the guy my age, and I like them very much. I actually love them too, but you nailed it with Nick, and I think that's a pretty big deal. That's all I can say. That's it. Daisy won.
And this could be the 900 subscriber special. We will
could.
never know. We could hit 900 subscribers.
Could.
I love how we have 100 million followers on Instagram, 200,000 on Facebook, and like 100 on YouTube. That's all going to change because of the Daisy stuff.
We have over 450 million views on social media, but
and 7 of them are on YouTube.
This will get us to 10.
We have a very high-tech studio, though. I mean, we have
No, it's not. It's not.
Woody from that old videos over there.
Okay. All right.
I think that you guys should subscribe. All 8 of you left.
I want you to subscribe so we can have a better studio. All right. We'll see you next time.
These are great. These are spectacular.